We have been told the wrong story about cholesterol since the 1950s. Is this thing on? Doctors have told us that cholesterol is the enemy. That was the era of lipid hypothesis. What's up, Charlie? When researchers argued that saturated fats, I need to turn this sound off on my phone, and cholesterol were causing heart disease. And for decades, still, cholesterol gets the blame. But the truth is that your body makes about 80% of the cholesterol inside of it. Only about 20% of our cholesterol comes from food. Wait, our body wants cholesterol? That makes me think a little bit. If every single cell in our body wants cholesterol and is craving cholesterol, if God has designed this mechanism to want cholesterol, why would it be toxic? Check this out. In a study spanning about 12 years that they released in 2019, over 231,000 patients were studied. Over 500 hospitals, over the expanse of 500 hospitals. 50% of them came back showing normal cholesterol levels. Maybe I missed something there. 231 patients that were admitted to hospitals with heart attacks. 50% of them showed normal or only slightly elevated LDL levels, the bad cholesterol. Here's the thing. Cholesterol isn't the fire inside your body. It's actually the firefighter. The real fire is inflammation. It's chronic stress. It's poor lifestyle choices. And cholesterol is showing up at the scene of those fires, trying to patch that damage. Now, I'm guessing that most of you out there have either heard or at the very least know someone in your family, your parents most likely, that have been told you have high cholesterol. If you're watching live right now, drop a fire in the chat or a thumbs up. Let's do a thumbs up for high. High cholesterol. Cholesterol is not the problem. And here's why. Cholesterol is a repair material. The bad cholesterol, LDL, well, let's reframe. Cholesterol is not fat. It's a sterol, hence cholesterol. Go figure. The bad cholesterol, LDL, it's actually taking the cholesterol to your cells, to your artery walls to rebuild. Without cholesterol, our cells are not in good shape. Our brain would literally run into our skull because cholesterol is what surrounds our brain. Our nerves are not protected by the myosin sheaths. Sheaths. It's a tough one for me to say. Cholesterol goes in there and protects our body. We want cholesterol. We need cholesterol. And then HDL, the good cholesterol, goes out and goes out into the system and takes those cholesterols that haven't been used for cellular repairs, they're not used right now, and takes them back into the liver for recycling. It either sends them back out on LDL or flushes them out. Blaming cholesterol is like blaming Band-Aids for cuts. They didn't cause the cut. They're there because the cut happened. They're there because our cells need to be repaired on a constant basis. Myth number 2. If you lower your cholesterol, wait, I guess myth number 1 was cholesterol clogs your arteries. It doesn't. It cleans out your arteries. If your levels are in good working order, because there is good cholesterol and there is bad cholesterol. We want our cholesterol to be light and fluffy and moving around. We don't want dense cholesterol. Myth number 2, lowering cholesterol automatically makes you healthy. That's why we get prescribed statins, and that word might trigger some things. Facebook, Instagram. To lower your cholesterol numbers, but they're not fixing the root cause, which I mentioned earlier: inflammation, stress, poor lifestyle choices, seed oils. Blech. Cholesterol is a building block for testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, vitamin D. When it's low, we feel brain fog. We might feel fatigue. We might feel low drive. And so we've told, oh, you got to lower your cholesterol. You got to lower it as far as you can. But then often we end up worse than where we started, with lower energy, lower libido, lower recovery from our exercise. Myth number 3, cholesterol is just about your heart. Like I said, 231, I want to say it's 231,000. Over the span of 12 years, this study was done on heart patients, and 50% of them were in range of what their cholesterol was supposed to be. 50% is a huge number. If it was 5%, that's an anomaly. But 50%, something's going on here. Like I mentioned, cholesterol is important for everything. 25% of cholesterol is in our brain. Let's lower our cholesterol, people, and see how well the brain functions. Our hormones, all of our steroid hormones, come from cholesterol. And our energy, on a mitochondrial, on a cellular level, those cell membranes are kept nice and pliable and strong by cholesterol. It's like lowering our cholesterol is like trying to build a brick house without bricks. What are we doing? Are these any of these myths? Did you believe these? Now listen, we talked about inflammation, we talked about stress, we talked about lifestyle choices. What are we talking about? Well, inflammation is primarily or very vastly caused by high sugars, high processed food, blood sugar spikes, blood sugar crashes, oxidative stress, tiny tears in our little blood vessels. Cholesterol shows up to patch those tears. Inflammation. Chronic inflammation. This is according to WHO, the World Health Organization. WHO. I don't know if it's the most trustworthy source, but 3 out of 5 deaths worldwide are caused by chronic inflammation. Inflammation is not just puffiness in your face. It's on a cellular level. It's what's going on inside of us. And eating junk food on a daily basis is like throwing matches onto your carpet. And here comes cholesterol trying to do its job, but you just keep lighting that fire. Chronic stress raises your cortisol level, and cortisol raises your blood pressure. Cortisol can be a good thing. We want cortisol. We need cortisol to wake us up. It gives us energy, but when we're chronically stressed and we're constantly feeding our system cortisol, it damages our vessel walls, it alters our lipid balance, it raises our blood pressure. causes us to be chronically fatigued and have poor recovery. Think of that guy who's always just on caffeine all day and adrenaline. We've got a short fuse. We're not sleeping well at night. You're just tearing at your system. And here comes cholesterol again. We wonder why our cholesterol is high is because our body is producing all this cholesterol to try to repair the damage that we're doing. And then lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle. The good cholesterol, HDL, that's clearing that LDL out of the bloodstream. We can increase that by getting daily movement, consistent movement. Sitting all day, being stagnant, it lowers our HDL and it lowers our circulation. And they've shown that just 30 minutes a day of walking, we're not even talking about super high intensity, miles of running, going and lifting heavy weights at the gym. Just 30 minutes of walking can boost your HDL levels by 5 to 10% in a matter of a couple weeks. Should we get out and get some movement? Should we get out and get some movement? Walking also has been shown to reduce LDL levels. Now, if you're following what I've been saying here, we don't necessarily want our LDL down. We want those LDLs being efficient. We want them out there getting the cholesterol to the cells that need it. Which of these three do you feel is kind of hitting you the hardest right now? Is it the chronic inflammation? Is it chronic stress? Is it chronic sedentary lifestyle? Just remember, if you're just going to take away one thing here, cholesterol is not the enemy. That's your helper. Those three things, the inflammation, the stress, the stagnation, those are the enemies. That's what we're fighting against. When you fuel your body right with the right foods, think shopping the exterior of a grocery store, whole foods, non-processed foods, when you're managing your stress, right? You're using the tools that I talk about inside Fit Fatherhood all the time. And when you're moving daily, your cholesterol just balances out naturally. You don't have to worry about what some unhealthy doctor is telling us to do. Now, if you have blood work and your doctor's telling you, lower your LDL, raise your HDL, you might not be getting a clear picture. What we want to be looking at is what our ratio of triglycerides to HDL is. We want that to be as close to 1-to-1 as possible. That's telling us that our HDL is able to clear things out. And when we get that ratio really close to 1-to-1, we actually move our LDL up higher into the normal range, letting them go to work, start to feel better. It makes losing weight, dropping weight, a little brain farty there, a little bit easier. So here's your weekly challenge, people. As always, I like to leave with a little challenge. If you can, over the next week, cut out a processed snack and add in a whole food protein. It's doing two things. It's getting that garbage out and it's putting a more satiating food in. So you're less apt, you're less likely to want a snack. Protein is super satiating and lasts a long time. Add one 10-minute walk into your day. I know I mentioned 30 minutes, but let's start small and build a habit. And if you can do that after every meal, now we're cooking. Adding that walk after every meal, a 5 or 10-minute walk, helps our digestion. Instead of scrolling before bed and adding that stress right before bed, which, believe it or not, it's stressful. Bust out your journal. Just try for a couple nights and see how you feel. And you can think about this as something that you want to journal about. What fires am I creating in my body right now that my cholesterol is just trying to go put out? That's it. That's it. Remember, cholesterol is not the problem. We've just been sold this, and I'm not going to name names because I like being able to talk to you guys. The real problem is inflammation, it's stress, it's stagnation, it's lifestyle. Once we fix those, you'll reclaim your energy, you'll reclaim your health, you'll reclaim your relationships, and you'll worry less about what the number on your cholesterol report says. Until next week, later, y'all.